Hey guys, my name is Ben.
This is Andrew.
And today we'll be continuing his RWBY journey. We will be doing Volume 3, Chapter 4. This one's called Lessons Learned. Recap, last episode.
Last episode ended with... Alright, so we got to meet Winter, and then we got to see Crow fight Winter. That was cool. And then we got to see... Crow, Ironwood, Good Witch, and Ospen all talk about everything going on right now. Mr. Crow said, just so you know, the ones infiltrating even the head of the, like, aren't even the, or she said something. And, long story short, we found out that the baddie's a she. He said she. And then they all are pretty much pressing in Ironwood, saying how, like, this whole thing with having all your fleet helping anything. It's just like letting the whole world know that something's going on that super serious, pretty much. And it's supposed to be held by, and how Crow worded it is that we have these meetings behind closed doors for a reason. Much you doing that kind of just throws that down the drain. Like, what's the purpose of having it behind closed doors anymore?
Yeah. So one of the big punchlines by Ospen was directly after. So they're in a time of peace.
Yeah.
There was no war right now.
Yeah.
And General Ironwood, who knows about these secrets, has transported his entire army. Not his entire, a large bulk of his army. From Atlas to Beacon. So if you were in, like, if right now, right outside, we looked outside and there's just random fleets. There's a fleet of ships. What would you think? Oh,
well, it's going down. Something's happening.
So that's what Ospen's saying. Everyone's thinking. So now there's anxiety. And anxiety is what kind of emotion?
A form of fear. Well,
what's drawn by that?
Grim.
So him, I mean, he can defeat the Grim drawn in with his army, but why draw them in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It's like that's pretty much what they were saying. It's like, oh my gosh, like, you're just bringing in.
You're causing problems that don't need to be caused.
Yeah. Like, you don't need to solve these problems. Like, you're not saying he was a bad guy. He was just saying, like, you can solve the problems where you could just not cause them. Like, anyway, let's move on to the chapter. Adam, does that make you happy?
Yeah, cool.
Adam's there?
Yeah. I'm excited to see what happens with Adam too.
I would definitely be attending this.
Oh yeah.
I would be like,
popcorn in hand, ready to go.
Alright, who you got money on?
Good luck, you two.
Mercury and Emerald.
Mercury and Emerald?
I'd like to see Coco with the minigun pop off, but... Oh! So for 2s, there's 4. Let me guess, for 1, there's 6.
Maybe.
Or there could be 8.
Could be 142.
Could be 9,089.
I'll try not to get blood on it.
I can't promise you'll leave without a scratch.
I won't be the one bleeding.
Oh, I like her.
Little pregame smack talk, you know?
3, 2, 1, begin!
Look out!
He's good. Yeah, but where's the girl?
Just got ripped into the forest, bro.
Dude, he's a monster.
I take it back. I don't like her. Damn.
Watch out, she's in the trees.
And with that final blow, Yatsuhashi is eliminated.
What?
That's her semblance.
Who's?
Emeralds, she can act like she can mimic.
She can what?
Mimic.
Mimic?
Yeah. Is that what that is called?
And with an amazing upset, Emerald and Mercury are victorious!
Maybe?
Dude, Mercury and Emerald are problems.
They're dogs, bro.
You're leaving?
Yes. I was merely needed to oversee the transport of additional units to Vale. Our last shipment was lost to an ambush. I believe you had a run-in with its cargo, actually. It's fortunate those paladins were still in the prototype stage. Otherwise, your team may not have fared so well. Weiss, you've done well out here on your own. You should be proud. I'll be honest, it was quite amusing seeing Father's face the day you left for Beacon.
I can't wait to show him what I've learned.
Oh? And what do you think you've learned?
What do you mean? I'm getting better and better with my glyphs. I've even started time dilation.
And what of your summoning?
You know I can't.
Don't be ridiculous. Every Schnee has the ability to summon. We have for generations.
I've tried. It's the one thing I'm having trouble with.
We Schnees are unique. Unlike many, our semblance is hereditary. That
Oh.
doesn't mean that it will come easily. Your
So they
semblance
all
is like
do
a
have the
muscle.
same
The
semblance.
more you practice with it, the stronger it will become. But if you only focus on one aspect of it, if you fail to test the limits of what you think is possible, then you'll never truly grow.
Did she just summon her own Grim? That's pretty cool, actually.
You're nothing but talk, kid.
You can do it, Ruby!
Soaring Ninja wins. Total annihilation.
Ouch.
And by the way, don't ever call me old.
My turn.
New challenger approaching.
Now, where was I?
You were telling us about your last
Are they related?
Right.
Gang and Uncle
Across a
Crow?
small village in the swamps west of Missouri. Right off the bat, I knew something wasn't right.
What were you doing there?
I needed information. Tired from battling Grim along the way, I decided to start my search at the town's inn. The place was crawling with lowlifes and thugs, even a few huntsmen that I could only assume had been hired by less than reputable people for less than respectable jobs. And that's when it happened.
What happened?
I was defeated by the mere sight of the innkeeper's skirt length.
Total annihilation.
You are the worst!
Best 2 out of 3?
So, Uncle Crow, did you get in trouble with Ozpin?
Nah, me and Oz go way back. We're cool.
Cool for an old guy.
Not funny.
Hey, so what are you doing here anyway? I thought Dad said you'd be away on a mission for, like, ever.
Ready. Fight.
Well, a professional huntsman like myself is expected to get results as soon as possible.
Yeah, I get that. We're pretty much pros, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, read the news sometime. We totally saved Vale while you were gone.
Funny, because I heard Vale suffered a Grim attack after you almost managed to stop a train.
Soaring Ninja wins. Total annihilation.
But they don't give out medals for almost.
They do, and they're called silver.
Well, we helped take down Roman Torchwick. He's locked up in Ironwood's ship and cracked it down ever since. That's basically a bounty mission.
Sure, you may be acting like huntresses, but you're not thinking like one. You really think 4 girls and their friends could end all crime in the kingdom?
I mean, I did until you said that.
Violence hasn't dropped since Roman got nabbed. It stopped. Completely. No White Fang activity anywhere around the city. You cut off the head of a King Taijitu, but now the second head's calling the shots. That's what Ironwood can't get through that thick metal head of his.
You know the general?
Hey, I know everybody to some extent. Remember, you're talking to a member of the coolest team to ever graduate Beacon. Team Stark. That's when I met your parents. We were pretty well known back in the day.
Well known for crummy fashion sense.
Hey, we looked good. And I have a number of inappropriate stories that'll back that up. But I'll save those for when you're older.
Oh, gross.
Anyway, I'm too old to be hanging out with a bunch of kids. You're gonna cramp my style. Look, just remember that you've still got a long way to go. And don't think for a second that graduating means you're done. Every day out there is worth a week in this place. You two, you're gonna go far. But only if you keep learning. If you never stop moving forward.
Monty's quote.
Yeah. Is that the song too in the background?
Excellent form.
Yeah.
Wings? Yeah.
Now think to your fallen foes, the ones that forced you to push yourself past who you were and become who you are now. Think of them and watch as they come to your side.
I can't.
Stop doubting yourself.
I'm trying.
If this is what you call trying, then you have no hope of winning the tournament, let alone succeeding as a huntress. Why don't you just move back home? I'm sure Father will give you a nice job as a receptionist.
I don't need his charity.
But you do need his money, don't you?
What? How did you know about that?
Lucky guess. I may have been in a similar situation when I joined the military. So what have you done this time?
Well, that's the thing. I'm really not sure. I went to pay for lunch the other day, but my card didn't work.
How embarrassing.
I know! Well, it was. Why would he cut me off like that?
Perhaps so you'd stop avoiding him and call home. Emotions can grant you strength, but you must never let them overpower you. It sounds to me like you have two choices in front of you. You can either call him, beg for his money back, and explain once more why you want to study at Beacon over Atlas. Or you could continue to explore Remnant, discovering more about the world and, honestly, more about yourself. It's time for me to go.
It was really good to see you, Winter.
Until next time, sister.
Some believe in fairy stories and the ghosts that they can't see. I know that I could do so much if I could just believe in me. Mirror, mirror, I'll tell you something. I think I might change it
All right.
Can't wait for you to listen to that song in the soundtrack.
What's up?
All right, so you had a question.
Is Uncle Crow related to both Ruby and Yang? And what I mean by that is he their dad's brother, or is it one of the...
You'll find out. I don't want to tell you. Like it's it'll be soonish. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
But it's yeah.
Okay.
You're fine. So let's see, here we get to see Coco and Yatsuhashi of Team Caffey.
Yep.
Coffee. Versus Emerald and Mercury, who someone just told me. Emerald, Mercury, Cinder, and
Yeah.
not Neo, Roman. So if you went Cinder, Roman, Mercury, Emerald, CRME, that's Team Crime, as the fandom has called them. So it's just it's not official. Unofficial, but fandom has called them Team Crime.
Okay.
Someone just told me that. So that's pretty cool. But so we have these two. They're going into their fight. I love that she has her own little fan club here. It's her own little fan club. I think that's so cool. So she just mows them down. Mercury just comes in and just hammers them. Like, so after he like hammers them like by himself.
Yeah.
Like a ridiculous amount. Emerald throws her chain out. Right?
Pulls right back
and
in.
then just like,
Yep.
like mine.
And we got, in my opinion, it has to be a form of Emerald semblance, being able to mimic people, as in like recreate them.
Like a shapeshift, or like a illusion.
An illusion.
Okay. Okay. Because those are the two that people usually determine. They usually oh, she's a shapeshifter or she's an illusionist.
Well, because when I first saw it, I thought shapeshifter. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now, for some reason, I'm feeling like it's what you said. It's more of a illusion.
Well, like I said, that's not what I did. That's those. Well, I mean, I guess I did say it, but those are the two most reactors that they come to.
They come to, yeah. I'm gonna say that it's more of an illusion,
because
like creating herself.
So this dude just gets destroyed. And they're the favorite to win, right? Because you can hear at the end you can hear at the end, because like they're like the seniors,
Yeah.
right? And you saw that when they came back from their mission, everyone's like, Team Coffee's back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So, and at the end, after the fight, Dr. Oobleck is like, with an amazing upset, Emerald and Mercury,
Can you speak English, please? Yeah.
they win, right? So, so they were the favorite, right?
Yeah.
So here we have a pretty interesting thing.
Damn. Watch out, she's in the trees.
And with that final blow, Yatsuhashi is eliminated.
I'll let you revisit it.
What?
Oh, she is a shapeshifter then. I think she's a shapeshifter. I think she's a mimic.
Okay.
Because she disappeared. She disappeared and then he appeared. So I think that was her.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original answer. She's a mimic.
So shapeshifter. Okay, yeah. And a fun little thing. In the same book as where I learned about Mercury, or not Mercury, Neptune.
Yep.
His power is telepathy.
Oh.
So he's able to like telepathy? I think he's able to like mind. He's able to talk. So like you see here, he doesn't say anything, but she looks directly at him, right? And then in the next one, she like shakes her head down, right? But he never said anything.
Yeah.
So here we're talking about the powers of the Shnees.
Yep.
Right.
Find out that
so
they have the exact same semblance.
Yeah. It's hereditary. Yep.
Yeah.
So here, what do you think about their relationship now?
I think that her sister doesn't mess around when it comes to work. And when we met her sister, she was technically working, or like in her work environment. She was being her whatever she's considered ranking, but she was doing her duty in the military.
Okay.
And so she
was in work mode. You're saying?
She in work mode. Yeah.
Okay.
And now she's having the one-on-one time where she can let loose and be more of herself and actually have
Okay.
Feel like she can be. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, you have a work like someone they act completely different at work because they treat work as work and everything else outside of work is
Yeah, I would probably put myself there.
Yeah.
So I've always when I first watched this, I thought this was like a tough love.
Yeah.
So it's like she's very much like because when they first met, it was like how have you been? And then when I started talking about her ranking, she said, no, like, I wasn't talking about your ranking. I'm like, are you eating properly, making friends? Like,
yeah, but she came off like rude almost. Though,
yeah.
Too. Like,
so like I said, it's like a very tough. That's what I interpreted that.
But here it's more of like a one-on-one like.
And here I think it's the same too.
It's still that's what I was gonna say. It seems tough love, but it's a lot more like toned down and more like she's more of teaching it instead of being more like in your face, like shut up,
big sister role, you know. So,
yeah.
So they're here talking about the semblance, how they're able to summon.
Yep.
Right. So she says specifically, when later down in this section, that think back to your past foes that you've defeated, and then make them come fight for you. Right. And so something along the line. I'm paraphrasing it just a little bit, but
yeah. So
you can assume that Winter has beaten this Beowulf. That's a Beowulf. So.
Yeah.
So that's why she was able to summon it. Right. Those birds when she stuck in the ground. Those birds. Remember when Blake and they were fighting? She was like and all those like baby Grim. So it's like a bunch of those.
Yeah.
So now, if we think about who Weiss has beaten, right? What has she beaten? What foes has she beaten?
Beat the boar.
Okay.
Yeah, she could summon that, I guess.
She could summon the boar. What else did she beat?
She had a couple of Grim, didn't she, from inside the forest and when they were all fighting and stuff like that? Oh, the big bird. Did she technically defeat that?
No.
Well, technically, RWBY killed that.
RWBY killed it. Yeah.
So that wouldn't be considered hers?
No.
Oh, well, then I can't.
What was the very first thing you ever saw of Weiss?
Oh, she like killed that huge knight thing.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm a little sword for the caterpillar.
Yeah.
And the caterpillar's just chilling, and then okay, no sword for you.
Yeah.
So then you get to see, you also get to see,
him explain the team.
The crows kind of, not authority, but like, not parental, but like, role model. That's a good thing. So like you have like his role model. So you have Winter role model, and you have
his role model.
You have Winter role model, and you have Crow role model. Like the different ways that they do it.
Yeah.
Right. Alright, so then they're talking, they go through here, and then Weiss decides to not answer.
Still ignore her dad.
And do her own thing. So the two choices, call and beg for the money and ask and tell him why you want to be here. And the other one was, why not,
don't need it.
Don't call him.
I don't need it.
Figure yourself out. So, but okay, that was episode or chapter 4. Any comments? Anything you want to know about? All right. What did you think about the cocoa or the coffee versus emerald or crime? I'm gonna refer to him as crime now.
I was pretty impressed to see how nasty Mercury and Emerald really were. Like I said, I predicted that win, but I didn't realize it was gonna be that much of a demolition.
To be fair, it's pretty much just Mercury.
Yeah, it was pretty much just Mercury, and then Emerald kind of swooped in there and was like, "Let me go ahead and take this over." And then just smacked Coco, and then Mercury handled the other dude like get out of here. You're done.
It was nasty.
But yeah, no, that was a very.
That's one of my most watched fights. I looked at a lot of reactions.
So to think that they were that good, and Cinder's still their leader, and they look up to Cinder, and then also knowing makes me feel like I haven't even seen like what 10% of what Neo can do then too. So now I'm like. I can only imagine what they're capable of. But at the same time, though, Mercury, the way he reacted with Crow, made me think, oh, well, Cinder might be super bad, but apparently Crow is capable of things that they're afraid of. So it's like
he wasn't serious in that fight. I mean, he was fighting, but he wasn't.
But like he was like, and then right as he started, like, let me crank it up a little bit. And then he saw Ironwood. He's like, never mind. Watch this.
Oh, fun fact about Crow: he is voiced by the person who does Broly.
Really?
Yeah.
Broly?
Yes.
Oh, he's finished my favorite character then. No, favorite character.
And a character will be introduced later. And he's the one who does Vegeta, but that's much later. So, like I said, their budget gets increased. So,
if y'all don't know, Vegeta is my favorite anime character of all time. So put that out there.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to chapter 5. We'll see you in the next one. Please, if you could follow us on Twitch and subscribe to the YouTube, that would be helpful. So, see you in the next one, right?
Peace.